Hello everyone, welcome to our weekly quiz. So each week we'll have some 5-6 questions in this quiz from different topics of civil engineering. So with the help of this quiz, you can assess your knowledge and identify your weak points so that you can work on it. So here I'll first read a question and give you some time to solve it, and after that I'll explain the question also. You can also download our app APSEd, and there we also provide daily questions. Other than that, you can also check out our courses for GATE and engineering services. So we also provide full conceptual lectures, solved examples along with the practice questions. Other than that, study material is also available. So you can download this app .apsed from Google Play Store and access our content. So let's start with our weekly quiz here. So we have our first question. The glycerine is flowing at 25 degrees Celsius in a pipe of diameter 150 mm at a velocity of 3.6 meter per second. If the dynamic viscosity, this is kinematic, not dynamic. If the kinematic viscosity of glycerine is 6.48 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter square per second, the flow is. So here the question is trying to ask, I have not mentioned the options, but the question is trying to ask what type of flow it is. That is, if it is a turbulent flow or laminar flow or critical flow. So we have to identify that. So you can try to solve this answer. I'll give you 30 seconds and after that I'll solve it. So now let's try to solve this question. So to identify what type of flow it is, we can take the help of Reynolds number, and we know Reynolds number is given as rho v d upon mu. Here rho is the density, v is the velocity, d is the diameter of the pipe, and mu is the dynamic viscosity. Now as we have been given the kinematic viscosity, so we can replace in that term. So we know this mu upon rho is given as nu or kinematic viscosity, so we can write it as Vd upon nu. Then we can put these values here. So velocity of flow is given as 3.6 meter per second. Dia of the pipe is 150 mm. So for uniformity of unit, we'll convert it in meter, so that is 0.15, and viscosity is 6.48 into 10 to the power minus 4. So solving it, we obtain Reynolds number as 833.3, and we know in a pipe, if the value of Reynolds number is less than 2000, then the flow is laminar. So here this value is definitely below 2000, so the flow here is laminar. If it is between 2 to 4000, then the flow becomes transient, and if it is greater than 4000, then we know the flow is turbulent. Then let's see the next problem. So here it says, if the depletion of oxygen is found out to be 5 ppm after incubating a 2.5% solution of sewage sample for 5 days at 20 degrees Celsius, then the BOD of the sewage is. So we have to find out the BOD of the sewage based on the given data. So you can try to solve it. I'll stop for 20 seconds here. So here it says the oxygen is depleting by 5 ppm in 5 days. So we can say the change in dissolved oxygen, let's say delta D we represent it with, that is DO initial minus DO final, so that is 5 ppm, and we have been given that it's a 2.5% solution of sewage. Now in general we know BOD is given as DO initial minus DO final, that is delta D times dilution factor. So we also need to find out the dilution factor. So as it is given, it is a 2.5% solution, so dilution factor will be 100 by 2.5, and that is 40. So if we put the value, we know the difference or the oxygen that is consumed, that is 5 ppm, and dilution factor is 40. So from here we find out the BOD5 at 20 degrees Celsius as 200 ppm. That is the required answer. Let's move on to the next question. So here it asks, if the moment of inertia of a section about its axis is I and its effective sectional area is A, its radius of gyration R about the axis is. So we have to find out the radius of gyration in terms of moment of inertia and cross sectional area. So here it is a very direct expression. We know moment of inertia is given as I is equal to A R square, and here R is the radius of gyration. Now from here we can find out R as root of I upon A. So that is simply the answer here. Now let's see this question. Here it says a soil has liquid limit of 35, plastic limit of 20 and moisture content 25%. What will be its liquidity index and plasticity index? So I'll give you 30 seconds here, then I'll solve it. So again here we have to basically use the direct formulae. We know plasticity index IP is the difference between liquid limit and plastic limit. So both are given 35 minus 20. So 15 is the plasticity index. And if we talk about the liquidity index IL, so that is given as natural water content minus plastic limit by plasticity index. So all these values, this is natural water content here, all these values are known. 25 is the natural moisture content, plastic limit is 20 and plasticity index is 15 as we just calculated. So from that we find out liquidity index as 5 by 50 or 0.33. That is the required answer here. Then let's move on to the next problem. Here it says a footing 2 meter by 1 meter exerts a uniform pressure of 150 kilonewton per meter square on the soil. Assume a load dispersion of 2 vertical to 1 horizontal. The average vertical stress at 1 meter below the footing is. So you can try to solve it first, then I'll tell the answer. So in this case, we have a rectangular footing of 2 meter by 1 meter, and the stress that is acting here on the soil is 150 kilonewton per meter square. Now it is saying at 1 meter below this surface, what will be the vertical stress, and we have to assume the dispersion 2 vertical to 1 horizontal. So here it will spread something like this, similarly in this direction. So we have to find out what will be the spread here. So first of all, here this area is 2 meter by 1 meter. So total load at this surface will be 150, that is the stress, times area. So 2 into 1 into 150, that is 300 kilonewton. Now at this level, we know the dispersion is 2 vertical to 1 horizontal. That simply means if we are going 2 meter down, then we are moving 1 meter in the horizontal direction. So here we are going 1 meter down, then it will be going 0.5 meter in the horizontal direction, that because in the horizontal direction we are going half of the vertical. Similarly 0.5 here. So this dimension becomes 2 plus 0.5 plus 0.5, that is 3 meter. And if we calculate on the side, so side is again 1 meter depth. So here also we will have 0.5 and 0.5 with the same logic. So this side will become, this is 1 and 0.5 plus 0.5, so that is 2. So the area, if we talk about 1 meter below this surface, so that is 3 meter by 2 meter. So the stress will be total load, that is 300 kilonewton, by area, that is 3 into 2. So from here we obtain the stress as 300 by 6 or 50 kilonewton per meter square. So that is the required answer in this case. Then let's see the next problem. Here it says if the volume of a liquid weighing 3000 kg is 4 cubic meter, then what is 0.75 for this liquid? And options are, if it is its specific weight, specific mass, specific gravity, or specific volume. So here if we calculate, if we use this data, so 3000 by 4, that is 750 kilogram per meter cube, we have this value of density. And if we divide it by the density of water, that is assuming 1000 kg per meter cube, so we get 0.75. And from there we know this ratio of densities is nothing but the specific gravity. But in this question, specific gravity will be the right answer, but you should also know what do we mean by specific weight, specific volume, specific mass. So you can try to answer these also. What do we mean by specific volume? Answer in comments. And similarly, what is specific weight or specific mass? So if we talk about specific volume, then specific volume means that what is the volume that can be fit in volume in meter cube, that can be fit in 1 kg of the matter. So specific volume will have the unit of meter cube per kg. What is the volume of the matter per kg of that matter's mass? That will be the specific volume. If we talk about specific weight, so specific weight, more commonly used term that we use is its unit weight. So that is the weight of the matter per unit volume. So it will be having the units of kilonewton per meter cube. If we talk about specific mass, then specific mass is its density, that is the mass of this matter per meter cube of volume. So here that we calculated density, 3000 kg was the mass and it was there in 4 meter cube. So per meter cube we found out 750 kg of this matter is present. So that is its specific mass or density. So other than density, specific gravity, you should also know the terms specific volume, specific weight and specific mass. So this is it for today's question. Write in the comments that how many of these questions you got right, or if any of you got all the answers correct. We'll come up with new questions next week, and also check out our website apsed.in. There we have free questions and other courses that you can purchase, which include conceptual video lectures, solved examples and practice questions. Other than that, you also get the study material. So go and check out on our website and use the resources. We'll come up with new quiz in the next week.